Hey guys, welcome back to Adventures in Aviators. Today, we are jumping in the water at Mahai'ula Beach here on the west side of the big island of Hawaii. If you've been enjoying our snorkel guide series, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you like this kind of stuff, let us know by smashing that like button. Hit that bell for notifications. We want everyone to have a fun and safe time here as they're hiking and snorkeling in Hawaii and all around the world. We love sharing this beautiful planet with all of you guys and want to hear what you have to say, so add some comments down below so we can all enjoy this beautiful world together. As always, we are going to rate this on location, water access, wildlife, water traffic, and facilities. So let's jump right into it. So today, where are we going? We're going to Mahai'ula Beach. So where is this beach? This one's going to be north of town. We haven't done many north snorkel locations yet. This one is going to be actually part of Kakahakai State Park, which is just north of the airport. If you're coming from Kona town, that means you're going to take Queen K or Highway 19, also known as the lower road compared to the upper road. Everything in Hawaii has too many names, but you're going to take Highway 19 just past the airport. It's going to be a left turn only towards the ocean. This can be a little confusing because if you go a little bit further on, it's also part of Kakahakai State Park, and that's going to take you to Kua Bay. But that one's going to have a cross intersection there, not a light or stop sign or anything like that, but you're going to see an option to turn both right and left there. That's also where Pu'uku'ili, the cinder cone, is. Kind of looks like a big bum sitting up in the air. So if you're coming from town and you get to the cinder cone, you've gone too far. If you're coming from the resorts up north, you would come and you want to go past the cinder cone and take a right into the park going to Mahai'ula Beach. It's going to take about half an hour from town, also about half an hour from the resorts up north. Now you might look at this map and say, Jason, why is it going to take half an hour? It's because once you make that turn off of Highway 19, things get a little interesting. This road is, to say the least, not maintained. It is really a four-wheel drive, high clearance road. We tried to take my Nissan Altima on this road and really failed and turned around one time when we first moved here. And honestly, the potholes and the huge drops are one thing, but then there's also a couple little strips with these speed bumps. And these speed bumps are huge as well. And so I'm bottoming my car out on these speed bumps, not to mention having to navigate all of these huge potholes in the road. So there's a lot going on, and it takes a good 10 minutes to wind down this really bumpy, unmaintained road on this lava rock to get to this beach. So plan accordingly. If you have a car that doesn't have a good clearance, I would really question whether or not you want to bring it out here, especially if you didn't get the full insurance or stuff like that. So just think about those things. As you can see here exactly how bumpy this road is. Now once you get here and park, there's plenty of parking typically if you get here early enough. You'll see there's a trail that walks you in, and it's maybe a quarter of a mile to walk into the beach here. Again, we're walking on lava rock, so watch your step, don't trip and fall, looking at the scenery, be really careful as you walk out here. And that is how you get to Mahai'ula. Now officially, this park, I've seen a couple of conflicting things about this park opening at 9. Really it opens at 8, and then when we get there you can see why it's conflicting, because it says both 9 and 8. But truth be told, we got there around 7:30, and some of my buddies who come up here regularly say, yes, no, 7:30 is when it's going to be open, roughly. Now, sometimes that's on island time, but you can come here early, which we always recommend coming here early. So because it's reasonably close to both the resorts and to town, but there's some significant issues getting to the actual beach depending on your vehicle, I am going to give this 3 out of 5 manta rays. For water access, this is by far one of the best things about this beach. It's a beach. It's the west side of Hawaii, and there's an actual real-life beach. And it's a beautiful, big beach with lots of options to get in. And you can just walk into the water. I know we haven't talked about many of these places here on the west side of Hawaii. It's often lava rock and really dangerous. This is an honest-to-goodness beach where you can kind of find your spot and just walk in. Now, it is a little bit of a steeper beach, so you just want to take your time getting in the water, and you can get some waves depending on the swell, depending on the tide. So just take your time, be safe, but you can just stroll into the water. Now you can see here there's some rocks on the south side of the beach, which you definitely want to avoid. That's also where some of the waves are going to be bigger. So if we're being our safest, I would say that you want to go in the middle or northern parts of the beach here. Just ease your way into the water. You do get some rocks pretty quickly after that initial place, so start floating sooner rather than later, just so you don't cut yourself, but stay safe. But this is definitely one of your best water access points along the west side of Hawaii, which earns it the illustrious 5 manta rays.
5 manta rays.
Next is wildlife, and this is kind of an interesting spot because there is some very specific wildlife here that you can come to see, but the rest of it is not necessarily as good as some of the other spots further to the south. You are going to see some fish and a little bit of coral, but it's mostly a rocky bottom and kind of a volcanic bottom, and the visibility isn't super great. But the thing that you are coming to this beach for is the turtles. There are turtles everywhere, and you don't even have to get in the water to see the turtles. They're often about 20 to 30 feet offshore, just floating around, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 or more turtles at a go if you're just kind of watching for them, and they'll surface and breathe and hang out. So it's really fun to see them that way. But of course you can jump in. You always want to give turtles a little bit of room. It's a big deal here in Hawaii. Give them plenty of room. 6 feet is the official rule. Give them 6 feet. Don't harass them, obviously. Definitely don't touch them. But enjoy the turtles in this area. Another thing that you can see in this area, though, and that we've seen a couple times coming here, is a Hawaiian monk seal. And this is really cool, but again, not actually a thing you want to be in the water with. These guys are huge, hundreds of pounds, and very large. And as we were here the most recent day, you can see that this Hawaiian monk seal just kind of comes up to the beach. And everyone's like, what is this big dark thing? It's a monk seal, and they're frequent this area. They're very endangered. This is the only place in the world where they live, are here in the Hawaiian Islands, and so you want to be very, very mindful. There's probably going to be some people helping to direct traffic once they see the monk seals around and keep you away, put some signs out. And so you can see this girl here, she just gets, she's made aware that, hey, you need to give these guys a lot of room, and so she starts backing away. Good for her. So those are the 2 main things that you can see here. Of course, you might get something else rolling in here as well, but by far, turtles and monk seals are some of the biggest draws of this place. But again, monk seals you only really want to see from land. So because of the unique wildlife here and the great opportunity to see turtles for you turtle lovers, I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 manta rays. Now, water traffic is a little bit interesting here. Now, one total bonus here is that you never get boats that are coming into the bay. So you don't have to deal with boat traffic at all. It's not a regular stop for the guides and the water tours. But it is a reasonably popular beach, and so you are going to get plenty of visitors coming out their way. But that said, it's a really big beach. So even with a ton of people there, you can have lots of room to yourself. We are here, believe it or not, on Memorial Day. And so this is how busy it is on Memorial Day. And of course, as always, if you get here early, you can see if you get here like at 8:15 like we did, there is no one there. I think there were maybe 5 to 10 people there when we arrived. And so get there early, enjoy it. If you can stay on whatever time zone you're from the States, man, go to these places early because you have the whole place to yourself. It's awesome. But even midday, as we were leaving on Memorial Day, there was still plenty of room around the beach. Not all that many people in the water, although several people getting in for sure. But lots of room to explore. It's a nice big bay. For this reason, I'm giving this 4 out of 5 manta rays. Finally, we have facilities, and facilities is kind of interesting here. So as you come all the way down to the park here, we stop a little bit before the end of the road to make our turn over to this bay. If you continue to go all the way, you do have some brand new restrooms down there. And by restrooms, I mean permanent porta potties. There's really no water available in this area at all. Kua Bay just up north, Stone's Throw, all kinds of facilities. This has permanent porta potties at this nice facility right here. And that is it. There's not showers. There's nothing else. But so to walk to the facilities from Mahai'ula Beach is not easy. And so that would be a good half a mile walk and quite arduous to get there. And you might even want to take your car over there from where we parked to go over from the beach. So really no facilities to speak of, although there's decent parking in this area. So because there are facilities, but they're pretty far away, I'm going to give this 2 out of 5 manta rays. Overall, Mahai'ula is an awesome beach. It's a beautiful beach, some beautiful snorkeling, really unique wildlife to see. I encourage you to check it out if you have a decent vehicle to get out there. You can hike in, but goodness, it will get hot. That lava rock just bakes. with the sun beating on it. So people do that, and that's a thing, but I would not choose to do that. You will not see that on our hiking guide videos. Enjoy this beach. Again, leave it better than you found it. Help pick up some trash or whatever you see along the way, and enjoy your time here in Hawaii, and we'll see you next time.